Get it, Turbo. Get it. Yeah. Bye. Hi, hello, salutations to you fine people. We are back again with Model Debagged, and some more in-depth work this time, since the first episode was more of a recap to bring you up to speed where Joshua and I have been on the 1,256 things on the punch list of this car that are overdue. I mean, the car has sat abandoned so long that a literal bush has started to grow out of the tires of it. It's Bush League. Bush League. So today's episode, we're going to go over the complications of fitting a Cummins 4BT into Tesla's smallest vehicle. Now, the V8 Tesla was designed and intended to be a sleeper, at least until you turn the key, of course. This is gonna emerge out of the hood and just be like, bonjour. And that's just because it doesn't fit. I mean, it's like putting a hot dog in a keyhole or placing a Pringles can sleeve over a fire hydrant. It's not exactly small. Yep, and this comes with other sets of issues because of said tightness. The shaft of steering conveniently in the way of the master cylinder. Typically, both are on the driver's side for obvious reasons, but we're forced to relocate it, and thus need to come up with a solution to stop this car from busting through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah! And since moving the steering column is not realistic at all, we can relocate the master cylinder and fabricate a new shaft that links two brake assemblies together to force the pin where the new master cylinder goes so we can brake. And not be just another statistic of Tesla, since for some reason, Teslas habitually seem to go through walls. You know what's neat? Viewers like you. Since some people care, I'm going to try my best to log on the internet and share what's going on in the most subtle or not so subtle ways. Even though I usually try to do that with various Easter eggs one may or may not notice. Check the browser tabs. But not everybody is that into the weeds. And not only did the last video show a staggering ratio of likes to views, but same with comments and even with likes on other people's comments. And hark, only 2 dislikes. Gosh, I'm curious who would ever do such a thing to a channel that doesn't push outside of a singular audience demographic. To a renewable vegetable oil powered diesel Tesla. That's as petty as deleting comments on Reddit or YouTube. And the fact that I have a subreddit humbles the hydraulic fluid right out of me. 99.8% of you guys rock and make me feel really, really nice for a change instead of perpetual suffering. And for that, I'll take random requests for songs to cover on the recorder or for video ideas, as it's been a while since I went Dick Wolf and produced a fever dream of a YouTube video. Comment your ideas. This could be fun or concerning. Anyway, let's pump the brakes that came off of a square body truck that was also abandoned.
Going with this, the hydraulic setup is more of a definite, it will work. The only thing with that is, I don't know, because usually on a clutch, your pivot point is like an inch or 2 below your attachment for your pedal, which
Right.
I don't know.
Here we've got, well, it looks like we could lengthen the pedal.
Yeah, tiny.
Very little bit, but Joshua, they do say every inch counts, is the proverb.
Me and they don't get along.
What's that supposed to be? Joshua, we can't say that. It's 2024. It's probably going to be much later when this actually drops. We have to do some factoring here to create proper mechanical force tolerances.
Definite.
First, let's bleed the dusty old brakes here. What do I have on here right now? 10?
Probably. I give up. I go home.
You are home. You've been home.
Go inside.
And then what? Pet a cat? Play some music? Is it 10? It's 10. Is yours cleaner than mine?
I don't know how dirty yours is, but
It's filthy. I could barely get it on.
that's what she said.
I think this one's already stripped. The second one.
You're failing us.
I'm not trying to.
We'll be done before we're starting. Don't make us sad.
We know the vehicle this came off of.
The hammer to take that socket on right there?
Yeah, I would love that. How did you just read my mind?
We'll call that a day. We just need the bleeder screw loose.
That's it?
Yep.
I thought you were taking the whole thing off.
No, sir. No, knew nothing.
Knew nothing?
I told you, there's a budget.
We don't have a budget.
Exactly.
We don't even have anything.
So how would we replace that?
Hopes and dreams?
No. Yes, you can choose your job. You want to be down there or you want to be pumping brakes?
Which one do you not want?
I don't care.
Give me the job that you don't care for. How about that? Your window conveniently sticks the sunshine too much in my face.
I hate sunshine.
How's that?
It's wonderful.
Does that change anything?
That's better. We can't be letting people see my skin glisten or anything.
The skin of a killer bee.
Everyone said it was easy.
Everyone said it was easy.
Did they?
Yes. You know what's funny is, you know how much people, you know how I can really tell no one cares about this project?
Why?
Because no one's tried to do it.
Wait, you're moving it too much.
I'll pump 4 times and you open it up and close it. You ready?
Nothing but air?
Might actually take a while because it's...
I was gonna say, yeah, Nah, I mean, nothing's moving, so... No. You having fun yet? I'm getting something. It's dancing now. That's a plus. Joshua, what does it mean when it says junk now?
I would advise not putting it in and using it, I guess. Don't drink it? I'm not sure.
It doesn't smell bad. That's a start. Does it smell like chloroform to you?
Should go loose. Alright.
Is that better than bone wet? Deep thoughts.
I'm a welder.
Yeah, you still reading that book, or did you finish it already?
No.
I suppose this qualifies as your typical garage ASMR. The pumping action there. Yeah, I should call her. That sounds nice, doesn't it?
Ting ting goes the trolley. Come on, when you tip it over.
I'll try to just make a mess of the garage.
Got it.
There you go. All right. Let's say that's smelling. Oh, hey, do that again. I got a little bloop out of there. Hey, maybe all hope is not lost.
It's almost kind of frozen, but you didn't take it.
Oh yeah, that's
Some kind of
there's some rusty cord. Oh, you'll shoot your eye out. Yep, there, came out that. Yep, there you go. All right, well, let's bleed it and clean it up.
The more air you get out, the harder it's going to be.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true too. It's clamping time.
Yes, fluid. Real rusty like.
Yeah, it's not looking
I'm thinking,
as healthy as it should be.
well, it's not great.
Now let's make some time-lapse music while stomping on the 16 pads. And here is the mock-up of the two-party system, or two-pedal system. Neither function well, all right? Doing my part. Getting some cardio.
I'm doing my part.
Don't skip leg day. That definitely still feels like a questionable brake line. Yep.
Technically, it doesn't go, so it doesn't need to stop.
Yes, that's true, but that's neither of what we're looking for. Go and stop sounds nice.
How would you install it?
I would put the other pedal on to check mechanical force so we can determine if we need a new master cylinder. And then we can parse out the disposition of the pedal itself and figure out what we need to reinforce for the Mark II version 2 of the rod, the iron rod. Let's go with the iron rod Mark II, you know, for its final form.
Then let go.
And remember, the core principle here is the trade-off. We gain the force at the expense of distance, or gain distance and speed at the expense of the force. And let's pause right there. Let's dive into this one. In this example of mechanical forces, we have several elements to cover. Brakes are rad, and they take the mechanical force that your foot applies, and then it's amplified by the mechanical advantage as a lever is pushing the pin for the hydraulic force that ranges anywhere from 700 to up to 2,500 pounds per square inch, and that's factoring in Hydro Boost. Model D-bagged here is at a heavy disadvantage of mechanical force, being that we are pushing a brake to twist a rod to push another brake that forces the pin into the cylinder, and now the additional problem is that the stock Tesla brake and firewall are both ABS and thin aluminum and thermoplastics. These all have incredibly too much flex, further weaken our use of the force, which you will see later on as we dive into this troubleshoot. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'll shut up. Right, yeah, it's kind of one of those, what else could it be? Because we saw the master cylinder at least be able to function, so it's got to be something with the rod, or you're right, maybe there's somewhere. What else in there is going to fail besides just not having it have enough throw?
I guess this is rod length, but I don't know how you would change it. I mean, you could make it adjustable, but it wasn't adjustable, so it should just work.
Should is a fun word like that, but here we are. Yeah, pretty much. Now that we've cleared out the brake lines of air and literal rust, let's test the throw here. Alright, ready? Let's throw the pedal.
Comes out to 2 1/4. Inch and 1/4. So it moves. Moves in an inch. Goes in a lot, actually.
What's the throw? Same.
We have all the throw.
At the end of the day, air is getting in and it's sucking, and it's just breathing, and therefore we're not getting it to pump. Well, that cylinder is junk, so let's go order a new one, and that can rest in peace.
Do it.
Can we pet this auto parts dog?
What was that?
Is he a mascot? Can we pet this auto parts dog?
Oh, you can pet him.
Hi. Oh my gosh, that's the best. Hi.
His name is Bandit.
I thought it was O'Reilly.
It is Sir Bandito.
Sir,
yells a lot.
Sir Bandito. Hi. Look at you. Hello. How old?
A little over a year.
What kind of dog?
He's got German Shepherd. He's got a little bit of husky.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he's a little.
I was gonna say, he's got the little ears.
He's a little bit of everything.
You're awesome, bud. Yeah. Yeah. Hi. Hi.
He's a big kisser.
Yeah, so am I. We might have to exchange numbers on this.
Of course.
What? Really? I was not expecting that response.
That was easy.
Auto parts dog. Round 2. Entirely new master cylinder because the other one was not doing it. Now that we have a fresh cylinder here, we can configure all our forces, or fail to properly calculate them, and have an incident.
I wonder why they don't build them like this way from the factory.
Worst case scenario, it's just we have this be a passenger mounted brake like in a driver's ed car.
Just a little break now, please. Now.
Help! Help!
Now. Smash.
If you want to go for a drive, you have to have a buddy with you. At all times, tandem.
It's weird because the pedal feels like kind of what a pedal should feel like.
You can literally see how the mechanical torsion loses force from one pedal to the other, and that's because of the injection molded plastic and aluminum just not doing the job here. So we are going to order a iron rod, the real iron rod here, iron rod Mark II, and call this one a day. Either way, we've figured out what needs to be done, and this car should be able to stop. Getting it to go was actually easier than getting it to stop, because a 4BT is not hard to get running. But you gotta have brakes. Can't have all gas, no brakes. Hope you all have a lovely day, and we'll see you soon. Oh, and please enjoy this footage of the resident beaver at the Wildlife Rescue Clinic moving some sticks. Ciao.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.